Right, fellas, welcome back to the channel. I'm making my predictions of week 4. If you've watched the last 3 prediction videos, I've pretty much been at least 50% wrong on every single one. I've tried picking favourites, I've tried picking underdogs, just doesn't seem to work. NFL is so unpredictable, so it's a nightmare to do these predictions, but I'm going to keep going. Week 4, I'm backing myself. I'm going to make some tough picks. There's some games in London now, so I might be at one of them games this week. There's loads of good games. Hopefully some easier picks as well. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you disagree with any of these. Make sure to hit the subscribe button now that you're here. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Right then, starting off, Bengals versus Dolphins. Now, this is a proper Thursday night football game. I'm going to be quick with these predictions, and I think the Dolphins are going to win. I know Tua's got a severe concussion that they're saying is a back injury, and I know they've got some hurt players, but the Bengals haven't looked great so far. Dolphins are going to send the pressure. I don't think the Bengals O-line can hold up, and Dolphins are 3-0, so you can't bet against them. As much as it pains me, I think the Dolphins are going to win. On to the next game in London. Sunday, Saints versus Vikings. What a matchup this is. I'm going to go for the Vikings kind of because I'm semi-rooting for them. I just like I like their team this year. I like the colours. I like the stadium. I just hope I don't know. I don't really have a genuine reason. I just think the Vikings are going to win. Saints are also really good, so it's a bit of a toss-up, 50-50. I've gone for the Vikings. Next game, Lions versus Seahawks. I'm going to pick the Seahawks. Don't know why. The Lions have actually looked all right as well, but I'm just going to back the Seahawks. I have no reasoning for that at all, lads. I'm just going to pick the Seahawks. Next game is Steelers versus Jets. I'm going to pick the Steelers. Just think their defense is too solid. I think Zach Wilson might be back. Let me know in the comments if he is. But I just think the Steelers are a little bit too strong. So I'm going to pick the Steelers. Then the next game is Giants versus Bears. Now, the Giants, I reacted to their game against the Cowboys. They just don't look great. Daniel Jones pretty much puts the offense on his back and just scrambles around. So I'm going to pick the Bears, which is quite surprising. But yeah, I'm going to go for the Bears. I think they can get the win. I'm not actually sure if it's at home or away, but I think they'll get the win. Now we've got a great matchup. Colts versus Titans. Now this is a close one because the Titans beat the Raiders, but the Titans haven't been very good this year. And the Colts should be better than they are. So I'm going to pick the Titans. I think Mike Vrabel coaches them really well. And I think they'll be a little bit more mistake-free. So I'm going to pick the Titans, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts run away with this one. Who have we got next? Texans versus Chargers. Not going to take long. I'm picking this one. I'm going to pick the Chargers. If anyone disagrees, let me know in the comments. But Chargers all day long on this one. And then we've got Falcons versus Browns. I'm going to pick the Browns. Browns are looking okay. They're really, once they have Deshaun Watson, with that play action, they could be deadly. But I think they've still got enough to beat the Falcons. Just as I get a hiccup, yeah, I'm going to pick the Browns. Now, next up, Cowboys versus Commanders. Now, I think the Cowboys are going to win this. It might be controversial, but I think they've got one of the best defenses in the NFL. And I think they'll hold Commanders to quite a low point tally. So even if they don't score too much, they'll still win this game. So I'm picking the Cowboys. Then next up, Eagles versus Jaguars. Pretty easy pick. The Eagles are flying at the moment. Jalen Hurts looks like an MVP candidate. What is going on in the world? So I'm going to pick the Eagles. I just think they're just too good for the Jags. Now, probably game of the week right here. Ravens versus Bills. I'm going to pick the Bills just because Josh Allen is Josh Allen. But if there's any week for the Ravens to beat the Bills, it's this week. Josh Allen is probably the only fit player in the Bills at the moment. I think they have 15 injuries or something stupid. So I know it might be a dumb picking against them. Picking them anyways and picking against the Ravens. But Bills, they just score a lot of points. And if they can hold Lamar down, make him make a few mistakes, I think Josh Allen's got enough to win it for them. So controversially, I'm going to pick the Bills. Now, next up, Panthers versus Cardinals. Now, I wouldn't be too sure on this one, but apparently Chris McCaffrey is a bit injury prone and he might not play in this game. So I'm going to pick the Cardinals. Kyler Murray and that will be too strong for them, especially if they don't have CMC in the running back core. So I'm going to pick the Cardinals. Now, next up, one of the great matchups, Raiders versus Broncos. Now, you've got to back the Raiders. They're 0-3, but their team is so much better than that. So I've got to go for the Raiders. I know Broncos are looking okay, but they've been a bit scratchy this year. And the Raiders have to have like a standout performance or Josh might get sacked. So, yeah, I think the Raiders are going to play well, and I'm going to pick the Raiders. Now, next up, my beloved Patriots versus the Packers. Not going to take long on this one. Packers are going to win. Mac Jones is injured, although controversially, Brian Hoyer's looked better this year in the preseason games. So, yeah, Packers are going to be too strong. They beat the Bucks, who I think is one of the best teams in the NFL. So, I think the Packers are going to be too good. So, my picks are Packers. Then we've got the Bucks versus the Chiefs. What a game this is. Now, I'm going to go for the Chiefs just because the Bucks are a little bit injured at wide receiver. They didn't look amazing against the Packers, and the Chiefs look really explosive. I know they just lost, but I think the Chiefs will have enough firepower to win this game. So I'm going to pick the Chiefs. And then Monday Night Football, what a game this is. 49ers versus Rams. I'm going to pick the Rams, but the 49ers are starting to pick up a bit of momentum. I like the look of their team. They're quite balanced, well coached, but I think the Rams are going to be too strong. So, I've made my picks. I'll quickly run through them again, just in case some of you guys skip through the video. Bengals versus Dolphins, I'm going Dolphins. Saints versus Vikings, I'm going Vikings. Lions versus Seahawks, I'm going Seahawks. Steelers versus Jets, I'm going Steelers. Giants versus Bears, I'm going Bears. The Colts versus Titans, I'm going Titans. Texans versus Chargers, I'm going Chargers. Falcons versus Browns, I'm going Browns. Cowboys versus Commanders, I'm going Cowboys. Eagles versus Jaguars, I'm going Eagles. Ravens, Bills, I'm going Bills. Panthers, Cardinals, I'm going Cardinals. Raiders, Broncos, I'm going Raiders. Packers, Patriots, I'm going Packers. Bucks, Chiefs, I'm going Chiefs. And finally, 49ers versus Rams, I'm going for the Rams. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with any of those. It's so hard picking these, and it's so unpredictable what's going to happen in these games. So I could be really right, I could be really wrong, who knows. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with any of them. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.